Ladies and gentlemen, let me see here. I think I got everything up and rolling. And now I'm only going to be on here 1 hour. This is not a Q&A. It's not a Q&A. I'm only on here 1 hour. Make sure y'all get on over there to that TonyGasAcademy.com and get in the Solopreneur Mastermind if you're trying to build and scale your business. And if you're not there yet, then make sure you join the All Access membership for 80 courses, one low price a year. So make sure you grab that. But I want to pop on here today and touch on this right here. Looks like I'm gonna have to go get my charger. So y'all give me one good little second. Let me get this here charger. One little second here, y'all. Got to get this here good charger. Charge this here. Charge this here good computer. Yes, sir, Bob. Got to get that good charger. So y'all forgive me there. And only the blessed tribe could chat, but remember this is not a Q&A. So I want to touch on this because I was talking about this yesterday and I was able to pre-record and set it up as a premiere. So I'm pretty sure we had a couple of knuckleheads in the comments. I meant to make it not a premiere. I set it as a premiere so that y'all might see it and know it was going up, but I meant to make it not a premiere. But I was coaching non-stop yesterday. I just finished coaching for the day here 5 minutes ago. So wanted to touch on this because this little series I'm on right now and understanding this looks compatibility. And the first thing I want y'all to understand, and this is, and I don't want you to take this the wrong way, and there's no way I could say this for people, for us not to take this the wrong way, but I'll explain it to you. So give me a little time. The first thing I want you to understand in looks compatibility is you're not as cute as you think you are. Now, the Lord just gave me that because I was about to say the first thing you need to understand is you ugly. But the Lord gave me another way to say it. So the first thing I want you to understand is you not as cute as you think you are. If you could understand that, I'm not saying talk down to yourself. I'm not saying don't love yourself. I'm not saying none of that. What I'm saying is pipe down. I'm saying humble yourself. Like you have to identify your flaws and be okay with your flaws. So I ain't got no hairline. And I got to go to Turkey next summer. And I got a wrinkle in my forehead. I got heavy set eyes. I sleep 8 to 10 hours, but my eyes baggy. My baby boy Tatum got the same kind of heavy set eyes. We got enough room for a whole nother eye. So I got a flick to my ear. So you see how I'm pointing this out. That don't mean I don't love myself. I still love myself. I'm 5'10", not 6 foot tall. So, but the fact that I could be real with myself, it allows me to go into the world with a realistic sense of other people. So that I don't have to go into the world thinking that I deserve more than I do. Because one of the things that I have found as a relationship coach is that majority of humans think they are cuter than they are. And that is the downfall of humans. And that is a problem that a lot of singles are dealing with. Because I thought that social media made people more self-conscious and made people more self-aware and made people kind of look down on themselves more. But for some reason, a lot of people think they are cute. And so I've dealt with a lot of delusion as a coach with men and women. And it's men and women alike. Like, it's women who want the everyday version of Morris Chestnut, Idris Elba, George Clooney, Michael B. Jordan, Michael Ealy. And then it's men who want the everyday version of Beyonce and this singer and that singer, Halle Berry and whoever it may be, Angela Bassett, whoever they attracted to. And me on the outside looking in, understanding that I'm ugly, I have a more realistic view of other people. So I could see other people and be like, oh, so you think that's who you looks compatible with? All right. And so now for those of y'all who don't watch football, in football you have a catch. When the quarterback throw the ball, you got somebody who catch the ball. And then also in football you have a fumble. When somebody have the ball and they trying to go score a touchdown where they get 6 points, if they fumble the ball, that is a bad thing. They drop the ball. Some of y'all recognize the term fumble the bag. Now, if they fumble it and the ball goes backwards, even if they team pick it up, that's not a good thing. If the other team pick it up, that's really a bad thing. So I make that analogy because a lot of people say I am a good catch when they more so is a fumble. And they calling themselves, I know I'm a good catch. I know I'm a good catch. And I'm looking like, you actually like a fumble more so than a catch. And so you have to pipe down. And so I try to, and it was amazing today. I had a client and beautiful spirit. And you know what she said? I done had 2 clients in this week that said to me, Tony, I got my daddy nose. And one of them, they daddy nose was, she said, I got my daddy nose, but it was a regular size. The other lady, she said, I got my daddy nose. And, her nose was shaped a little different. It just was a unique shape. But the fact that they said, I got my daddy nose, they done heard me say that on a video. And ain't nothing wrong with having your daddy nose. But you got to understand what kind of hairstyle to wear with your daddy nose. You got to understand your dad is a man. You are a woman. You got to understand that just because you got your daddy nose don't mean your dad has a large nose or a nose that is above average in size. So it's nothing wrong with having your daddy nose. But you just, the acknowledgement of it is humility. To be able to say, I know I got my daddy nose. So if I look the wrong way and do the wrong thing, I could look a little nostrily. And so I have to do my contour right, do my makeup right, do my hair right. And so a woman who has that realization, anytime a man has the realization to where he give himself 2 notches less than what women may give him. So let's say a woman give a man a 8 on a scale of 10. The man need to be giving himself a 6 in order for him to go into the world and meet who he looks compatible with. So all this means is not being low self-esteem or none of that. What it means is you have to be lowly at heart, like the Bible say. You got to be humble. And remember, the person you looks compatible with, and this is what you need to understand. The first type of looks compatibility is a person who has your similar features. Not the features that you love about other people. Who you first are looks compatible with, they're gonna look like you. So when you see a couple and you say y'all starting to look alike, they already looked alike. It's just now you seeing them more and you seeing them together. But the fact that they look alike is why they were attracted to each other. That's how you know you looks compatible. So when you see somebody with a nose like yours, with a set of eyes like yours, with a forehead like yours, with cheekbones like yours, that's who you looks compatible with. Now, the other thing that you have to realize is in looks compatibility, and y'all, I'm just on here for an hour now, and this ain't no Q&A. The other thing you have to realize with looks compatibility is what you bring to the relationship. So the reason why men could be slightly looks challenged and a woman look a little better is because men are providers. So that's why you see a man who look like a dollop of ginger with a woman who look like a honeycomb. And it's because the man is paying the bills. So that woman can afford. She look a little better because she want to get sat down. So if he know he's going to be a provider man and that he's going to give his woman the opportunity to stay home as a stay-at-home wife and mom if she wants to, he's going to shoot a little out of his league if he know he gonna make money. So if a man is a millionaire and he 5'4", he's not going for the 5' woman or the 4'11" woman. He going for the 5'6" woman because she make him feel better about himself because he's standing on his money. If a woman is uniquely gifted in beauty based on societal constructs, then she will go after a man who make more money because she know her beauty falls inside of the beauty constructs of the world. Now, none of this is fair. It's just accurate. That's what you got to understand. Life ain't fair. It's just the reality of it. So it don't matter what we like and what we don't like. Reality is reality. And the sooner you get knowledge of what reality is, the better you're going to be. So with a lot of singles, I would venture to say at least 50% of singles are single because they are waiting on somebody who is out of their looks compatibility range. At least 50% of singles. 10% of singles I talk to say, I don't really care about height. I don't really care about body type. I don't really care about looks. Like, I'm focused on personality. I've heard about 10% or less of singles say that. Pretty much all singles describe a look that is what they attracted to. And this one what I want you to understand in looks compatibility, and this is where the spiritual warfare comes into relationships and really spends a lot of time in looks compatibility, is because we are deceived to think that we should have what we want. versus what we need. So what you need is a spouse. What you want is a spouse that make your body parts jump. So whether your ovaries jump or your third leg jumping, what you need is somebody who's going to be faithful to you, somebody who's going to be honest with you, somebody who's going to respect you, and somebody who's going to love you. If they look like they fell off a tomato truck, then that's when you looks maximize with them. You get them a skincare routine. You get them a fashion makeover. You get them a gym routine. And you become their partner in elevation. If they have the character and the core things that they need as a person. See, the trick of the enemy is to get us to focus more on lust and attraction than compatibility emotionally and spiritually. And then also remember, the other trick is comparison. So when you look at a happy couple and they look good together and you think the man is handsome and the woman is pretty, they didn't look like that when they got together. They glowed up together. It's love that gave them a looks maxing. It's love that helped them glow. It's love that got them there. When you look back to their beginning, they might have been cute, but when you coming together and you loyal and you faithful and you loving, y'all are gonna make more money. When you make more money, you can afford better clothes, better hair, better skincare, better teeth, better everything. And so now you're going to look better. You heard the quote that say, you weren't ugly, you was broke. And that is real. And let me give you an example. Look at Jeff Bezos and how he looked when he started building Amazon. He looked like somebody forgot about him. He looked like he was left on the side of the street. You look at him now he got abs, chest, arms, because he got money. So that money that you're going to make with your spouse, it's going to elevate y'all. You want bonding on your teeth? Close that gap. You're going to be able to get it. You want a whole set of new teeth? You're going to be able to get it. You want to do micro needling every 4 weeks? You want a facial every 4 weeks? You want back massages? You want spa days? You're going to be able to get it. You're going to look like a completely different person when you fall in love. And y'all start building together. And y'all building y'all empire. You ain't going to look like what you've been through. Because you done been through hell and back. But when you take and you get somebody for their heart, and this is what these demons online is telling y'all, oh, relationship ain't about love. It's a business. And all. At the end of the day, it's about love. That's why businesses fail every day. Love conquers all. When you meet somebody, you got to ask yourself, what is their heart like? Do I like this person? Not do I lust after this person? Not am I deeply attracted to this person? Do I like this person? Do you like their personality? Do you like who they are? If you like who they are, you then going to fall in love with them. When you're in love with them, they're going to start to look better than they ever looked. The closer you get to them. So what you have to understand what looks compatibility is, you want to be with somebody who look like you or who you could look at and say, okay, this isn't conventional, that isn't conventional, but it's not the end of the world. It's not repulsive. It's not stomach turning. It's not nauseating. It's not necessarily my first choice, but it's not the end of the world. And they have a good heart. They're a good person. And especially if they make a little money. They make a little money. If they come from a good family, all that stuff counts too. So you got to realize looks compatibility is more than just the external. And this is why, let me tell y'all why it's so many single moms. Because women struggle with this more than men. Now, men, it is a line of men. It's a line of men. Typically, it's men who watch the stuff on their phone and computer they should not be watching. But outside of that, men will get a pretty normal looking woman. But see, a lot of women be wanting a man who make her ovaries jump. And that's why it's so many single moms. Because women are attracted to the tough guy, to the bad boy, to the swag, to the act. And if you're looking for a bad boy, I want you to know that he is looking for himself as well. What you need as a woman is a grown square. You need a lane. What you need is Steve Urkel. You see the way Steve treated Laura, but then you see the way Stefan treated Laura. See, women be wanting Stefan. Stefan don't love himself in a real way. Stefan want to partake in everybody. He want a little piece of everything. See, Steve, Steve will drink your dirty bath water out that broke straw. Just slurp it down. Just Steve suck toes. See, after you done walked outside. But he ain't gonna look the best. He ain't gonna look the best. Not gonna dress the best. But he'll kill about you. He'll take somebody's life about you. He'll ride for you. And so that's the mistake that a lot of women are making, is you going after who turn you on. Because, and this why? Because in the movies, the most handsome guy is the tough guy, the bad boy. He the fighter. He the killer. He the villain. He the thug. And then in the music, all of the rappers, they the tough boys. They done come out the streets. So y'all want these men who remind you of your favorite rapper, your favorite role in a movie. He tatted all up, or he done did some prison time, or he's a tough guy. He looked down his nose at people, and then he put them children in you, and then he gone about his business. And he give you his butt to kiss. And I'm going to tell y'all something now. And this is something that, YouTube got onto me last video. They tried to demonetize it because I was a little too real in there about certain demographics. And they don't want you to talk about certain demographics. But it's one thing that there's a group of women have understood. There's one thing a group of this is, and it's on every race. But if y'all notice, the women with a man who got a 6-pack of abs, like on average, like a natural 6-pack of abs or a steroid 6-pack of abs, or he got a attractive look to like every woman. If y'all notice, those are the women who they getting cheated on. They got a budget for the birthday parties, and they miserable. The women that you see that is happy as a clown, they man be under 6 foot tall, and he have a beer gut. Just on average. Just on average. There are exceptions to the rule. But just on average. And whether she black, white, Hispanic, Asian, when she get her a regular man, her bills are paid. She got a nice SUV. She can work if she want to work. And he have more time to focus on making money with his dad bod. Because he not caught up in nobody gym. And because the more time you give to the gym, the less time you give to your money. Unless you make money from your body. And very few men make money from their abs and they muscles and they tattoos. So the more time a man trying to look cool and sexy, the more of a headache he is. So you got to understand that looks compatibility, and the same with a woman. When the happiest men got a regular woman, she looked like the girl next door. The women who look like they stepped out of a magazine, they always get cheated on. The man be miserable because she spends so much time on just body and not enough time on brains, not enough time on brand. She's so focused. So body and all that could get a man, but it ain't gonna keep a man. And once you get a man, men, we don't like being alone. So you rarely will see a man divorce his wife off of her because of her body. What men divorce a woman over typically is her attitude. And then if he just a degenerate, he just a forever cheater, just ignorant, just a crash out. But a man with some sense never gonna leave a woman over perimenopause, menopause, weight gain. Never gonna do it. Because once he get in there, he realize, oh, all that right there, body and all that, is not everything. So what we call looks compatibility really got a lot to do with more than looks. It mostly got to do more with the internal and other things than just looks. And the better a person looks, the less they could be trusted. That's just a rule of thumb. Now understand, there is a thing called exceptions to the rule. But the better a person looks, the less they can be trusted. The reason why is because they get more admiration. They get more adulation. They get more gifts and privileges, and they get spoiled. And they want more and more and more. That's why you see these women who look really good. They go from man to man. Soon as they get tired as a man, and I've seen this personally as a relationship coach, as a matchmaker, the most beautiful women, as soon as they man bank account go from 10 million to 1 million, they find an excuse to leave. He was doing the same stuff when he had 10 million. But as soon as he dropped down to 1 million, I literally had a woman, and we ain't been in touch in years. So, and I ain't saying no names, but I literally had a woman that every man wanted. I mean, guys would reach out to me and be like, bruh, this woman right here follow you. You know her? Like, bruh, send her this text. Send her this video. Send her this. Send her this. Tell her this. Tell her that. So I tell her. One day she came to me and she was with a man. And she said, Tony, and he only has $1 million. I was like, I had to put, you had the one where you could talk into. I had to put the other one in. I went to put it. I said, hold on. I said, say that again. I said, what you say? I said, what you say? And the guy now, he on social media now. He got a lot of money now. Now he got a lot of money. He done came up because it's cyclical. So when he got down to $1 million, I said, what you say? He only has $1 million. I was like, okay, so that is that a bad thing? Or are you saying that's a bad thing? Oh, okay. He has a mansion though, right? Okay, all right. He still got he employed, right? Okay. You know 70% of Americans don't have $1,000 in their bank account, right? Yeah, no, but Tony, no, $1 million. Like, what am I gonna do with that? I was like, whoa. Now she didn't talk like that because she was, she wasn't like that. She was from a little bit of the streets, and so I say, wow. And then let me tell you what happened. She left the guy, and then she wanted matchmaking. And I'm a celebrity matchmaker. And I reached out to my network. And no, you can't afford matchmaking. So y'all stop writing me. If you regular, you can't afford matchmaking. So y'all stop flooding my email. Yeah, Tony, I want to talk to you about matchmaking. No, you don't. You cannot afford it. Don't even write in trying to get a price. You don't have it. Okay? Because if you got to ask how much it costs, you can't afford it. So she came to him for matchmaking. And I reached out to my network, got a list of people. And I remember there was a gentleman. And I just had a feeling. And I say, what about this gentleman? Send him to her. She say, yuck. I say, she was that trending audio on TikTok. She was that before that. She was like, yuck. She's like, ugh. I was like, wow. I'm like, give my dog a chance. I'm like, yeah, he got a little bit of head on him now. Like, yeah, he look a little. I mean, yeah, but my goodness. I say, okay, you clicked on images. So that let me know she was focused on image. And then it was a couple other guys who on images, he handsome. Ooh, he look good. But then guess what? The one who looked the worst, when you click on all instead of images, there go his salary. And now the ones who looked the best made the least money. The one who looked the worst made the most money. Let me tell you. So guess what? Her tone changed and was like, Tony, I got to have him. I say, you just said yuck. And the man was the worst thing in the world. Now you see that salary. Now you got to have them. I said, hold on now. See, this is why the red pill community exists. Because y'all take and overlook the good people and go and get the bums and the dogs until a man got money. And then when he got money, it don't matter if he looked like the bottom of a shoe with no soul. And so now he find out that all you wanted was his money, and now he becomes a villain. You create his villain arc. And now he's sitting on YouTube with glasses and a hat on and a podcast mic, and we got to listen to it but all day long because of the women who only wanted him for money. And then other women have to pay the piper. So the men who looked the best, they didn't make as much money because they didn't have enough time to grind because they was too caught up dating and sleeping around. The men who looked the worst got the most money. Really think about this now. Think about this. Who ovaries do Tyler Perry make jump? Who ovaries do Jeff Bezos make jump? Who ovaries do Bill Gates make jump? Who ovaries do Warren Buffett make jump? Who ovaries do Elon Musk make jump? Name me one male billionaire that make women ovaries jump. And if you say Jay-Z, I'm kicking you out the chat. Because y'all know good and well, y'all never wanted no man look like Jay-Z. And I'm going to tell you what happened to women when a man get money. Every woman goes blind. I've just never seen nothing like it. I got a cousin named Jermaine, and he looked like Jay-Z looked before he got dreads. And my cousin Jermaine ain't never had a woman look nowhere near Beyonce, Miss Carter. So that let me know y'all don't think Jay-Z look good. It's that wallet. I got a cousin who is 2 inches, 3 inches taller than Kevin Hart. Ain't never had a woman look nowhere near Kevin Hart wife. So see, when you really get down to the root of this thing, with this looks compatibility, you understand that it's a hoax. It's a hoax. That if you got money and prestige, and I'm going to give you another example. And see, the thing about it is, man, I want to connect with some of these celebrities, work with some of these. You know what? I can't speak names. I ain't going to be able to speak names. I might be able to get my business deal with this next couple I was about to talk about. No, got to go ahead and keep it real. So I'm going to tell you this right here. There is not a rich black man in the world that want a woman that look like Adele. I'm not saying Adele is unattractive. Not saying that. But because Adele have more money than her black boyfriend, she now a black man want her. Black men don't want a woman who look like Adele, because when you look at the white women who look like Adele, before she got, lost the weight that she lost, and even with the weight loss, when you look at white women in real world life, none of them have a multi-millionaire black man. But because she is a multi-millionaire and her discography is gonna be worth $500 million. Cause the way she sang, you finna stream them songs to no end. Like, you streaming them songs 8 hours. That, like, Adele, like, a lot of people selling, like, Lil Wayne and all them sold they music and stuff, sold the rights to their music. Man, listen, if Adele get ready to sell that thing, she might mess around and get $1 billion or $2 billion. Because the music is timeless. Hello? It's me. That right there, they're going to be listening to that in 2090. Hello? And so when you think about that, now, see, this is what I want y'all to understand about looks compatibility. Everything is skewed when you get money, fame, notoriety. And I don't want you to think about it just on the celebrity level. Let's say you work at the local big business, the local company that's the big business in your city. Might be Walmart, might be Coca-Cola, might be whatever it might be. That big brand. And you become regional superintendent. Now, when all was trying to holler at you with Pookie and Ray Ray, now here come Mr. Debonair. Now here come the blight lawyer, the lawyer that got the billboard. And you like, oh, well, where you been at? And you got a little fupa on you. You got that little flip under like The Help, like the movie The Help. You got that heel that's tired. That heel tired. That heel is down there. That heel done gave up. But here go Mr. Debonair. And I'm going to tell y'all what happened. I seen this. Now, see, some people might watch this and know I'm talking about them. And so that's what my clients be. Yeah, Tony, you be talking. Listen, don't nobody know you. I ain't say your name. Y'all act like I'm getting over here and saying, yes, Jane Doe, who lives at 234 Main Street in Poughkeepsie, Illinois. It's like, don't nobody know you. Like, get out your feelings. But this not a current client. But I had this client probably 15 years ago. And was a pretty lady. Had a head on her now. Like just circumference. Had a head on her. But just was pretty. Guess what she went and did? Started a company. And the whole time I knew her, no man. Booty was like this. Booty looked like somebody hit her with a board. Booty was like this. But was pretty and was smart. Started a company. Ran that company to the millions. Next time I bumped into her, had a man. Man was tall, handsome, swag, something who never wanted her, who she would have never had. And I don't know whether she had to grew a booty or bought a booty, but she had a booty. And so I say, okay, now you give a woman a booty and you give her a bag. I ain't talking about no purse. I'm talking about money. And now, all of a sudden, tall, dark, and handsome want her. And I'm like, ain't this something? So this is what you have to understand about looks compatibility. If you don't want to lose weight, run a bag up. If you don't want to run a bag up, lose weight. If you want who don't want you, you got to lose weight or you got to run a bag up. If you want who wants you, now who wants you means 9 out of 10 times who wants you, they a little beneath you on the look scale. That's what you have to understand. And I'm gonna tell you this: it's okay if you looking at the top of somebody's head, but they got a good heart. So what I mean by this is you higher than them on the look scale, but they got a good heart. That's what you want. You don't want the max of what you can get. You don't want it. Because love has nothing to do with lust. And I'm going to tell you something. Love is not found. It's created. You can marry a horse and fall in love. Because love, now it'll be a sin, but love is created. So whoever you're willing to be with and operate from the fruits of the Spirit, and if they do the same, y'all will fall in love and y'all will have a love that lasts forever, and looks do not matter. So people ain't gonna believe that though. People not gonna believe, but I'm telling you, I do this every day, all day for the last 2 decades. Looks do not matter. Because you're ugly anyways. That's what I need you to understand. Lord, forgive me. We all are looks challenged. If you see a very handsome man, his breath stink, and he don't wipe good. If you see a very handsome woman, she got ingrown hairs where she don't want them, and her breath stink. Nobody is all of that. I'm trying to tell you. And this is the thing when you study humans. See, a lot of y'all, to God be the glory, you have not been around. You have not been around. But it's weird how it works. The women who are the least attractive got the best everything. The women who least attractive in their face got the prettiest everything else. The women who the most attractive in their face got the worst of everything else. Might be attitude, might be breath, might be ingrowns. Same thing with a man. The men who look the absolute best, they're probably going to be down there. And then you're going to have a man that look like the bottom of this tripod. And he going to have one of these for you. Y'all get married and he... Yeah, you like, what? What the world, Cletus? Where the world, Rufus? Where the world that come from? Where you finna put that at? And I'm gonna tell you the truth. Because see, I study humans. And I'm gonna tell you something. Ain't nothing about me into now man. But I ain't blind. And we used to be in the locker room. And the guys, they used to get naked in front of each other. I don't like that. I used to go in the bathroom and change. I was like, boy, y'all nasty. And it was like the guys who was 6'4", they around there hiding. They hiding that thing. The little 5'7" guys, 5'8", 5'9", they walk around. Yo, what's up? Hey, yo, wait, where the party at tonight? I'm like, bro, put that thing up, man. What the world? Man, what you doing? Man, my goodness. And so I started to realize, and I remember I worked somewhere. And I remember the house manager. he came to me. And y'all forgive me because I'm breaking OSHA and HIPAA. So I ain't going to say no name because y'all know about OSHA and HIPAA. But I worked somewhere. And I remember the house manager, he came to me, he said, yeah. Because the guys, they was allowed to have quiet time. So just like in prison, how men end up getting with men, at the group home, it's all men. So they'll start to get what they could get. Because they was, y'all forgive me for that little hand signal. Lord forgive me. Lord forgive me. I'm trying to get to heaven. Y'all forgive me. I ain't mean to do that hand signal. But they was, so different terms for it. Today, I don't know what y'all calling it. A lady went off on me because the people she used to say mildly retarded. She telling we don't say mildly retarded anymore. We say uniquely regulated. It was something she said. I said, ma'am, forgive me for not knowing the updated terminology. I did not mean anything by it. I was using what I thought was a clinical term. So there was a guy, and he was a brother. And when you seen him, he looked like one of those guys off a skit. You remember when Martin used to do the skit? Y'all know Arnez J? Who know Arnez J? Arnez J got a skit, and Ricky Smiley. All of them got a skit of their character. And they be making that little Earl. And they be making, and I'm like, for one, that's not funny, guys. Like, why are y'all doing that, man? Because people living like that. So it was a gentleman, he was like that. And he really couldn't even talk. He couldn't even talk. And the house manager used to have to approve the quiet time. And you know what he told me? He said, yeah, you know such and such? I said, yeah. He said, man, that thing 12 inches. I said, how you know? He said, because one time, because they only get a certain amount of time. So when the time up, I got to go in there and break it up. He said, so I went in there one time. He said, man, he pulled that thing out of there. He said, man, he saw like, whoa. I say, man. But I say, he got like a lot of issues. And he said, yeah. So what it showed me is that it's almost like a joke that's played on humans, because you will go for somebody for looks and then they'll be lacking in attitude, in chemistry, in whatever, and you went for the looks. Then you'll go for somebody for their heart, and then they'll have everything else that just make you the happiest. So that's what you got to understand about looks compatibility, is that it's rarely what you see is what you get. It's rarely that. And so when he told me that, I was like, man, now that is interesting. And then he said the other man had to go to the hospital and get stitches. I said, bro, that's a look. Listen, man, I just got on the job, bro. Like, I'm sitting there like, bro, I just got on the job, man. Like, I ain't need to know that. Man, but I took the data. And I say, so here this house manager is over 6 foot tall, 6'3", 6'4", and he jealous about this 5'9", 5'8", 5'9", 5'10" man. Like, he was in awe. I was like, all right. Well, the fact that you in awe, let me know you a little, like, calm down. You're telling on yourself. But it taught me something, is that, and if you notice, and just think about it, all these mug shots we see going viral, these beautiful women in their mug shots, these handsome guys in their mug shots. And it's like, a lot of your thugs are handsome guys. You don't see a lot of like really, really unattractive thugs and dope boys. So a lot of times it be the people that people think is handsome be the worst, or beautiful be the worst. A lot of times, and this is what I try to tell men, if a woman is beautiful and she like is beautiful and she's always been beautiful, she has had, like Kanye West said in his song, he say the prettiest people have the ugliest stories. That what it say? That's real. That's real. Because guess what? A lot of women who were like under the radar, and I've coached a lot of those women who was under the radar, and I'm like, you know, have you ever gone through this, gone through that? Some of them have, but a lot of them, they're like, no, I've never went through that. And it's just because they was under the radar. Like they was just, it's not to say that you can't go through it. So don't get in your feelings. For those of you who are unhealed, get the story. Because everybody got trauma and stuff like that. And some people get in a trauma and they be like, oh, you trying to say that because I'm not gorgeous that I can't be violated? I didn't say that. I didn't say that. But when a woman is deemed as societally and conventionally beautiful, and when she is 3 years old, 5 years old, 7 years old, and these grown, disgusting men see that her complexion or her whatever, these older men will start to target. So if you notice, a lot of women who are conventionally like coveted or beautiful, they started to really go through at the hands of men at 13, 14, 15. Think about it. Like, think about when you was in high school. The most beautiful girls in high school was actually dating the 25-year-old dope boys. Because these guys saw these young ladies and they was like, oh, they want what they want because they nasty. So now, here you have this young lady who minding her business, but she just so happened to be conventionally beautiful based on the media and the movies. So now the dope boys want her. When I was in 9th grade, see, somebody said it started in middle school. When I was in 9th grade, I dated the prettiest girl in the school. Come to find out, she was dating a 18-year-old who was a thug, who was kicked out of school and was in the alternative school. Me and his brother was friends. So I went over to the apartment in the hood, and the 18-year-old guy, he come, who was the older brother, and he handed me a picture of my girlfriend. He said, hey, here go a picture of your girlfriend. Like her high school pictures. He had a picture I didn't have. And we was in 9th grade. So then later, after we broke up, and guess what? She wouldn't do nothing with me. I was a virgin. I was trying to get my little something. She wouldn't do nothing with me. But later, after we broke up, come to find out, she was sleeping with him. So here she was, a 9th grader, sleeping with a grown man. Because she was seen as gorgeous. So she'll date me because I was handsome and an athlete. But she wanted the dope boys. Do you know I didn't get to do nothing with her until I went to college and became a college athlete and started driving my daddy Lexus. And you know what she had become? A stripper. And was working as a waitress at the buffet. Here was the prettiest girl in school. Life had been derailed because of beauty. And then here go the sleeper girl. Little pigtails, little glasses, little under the radar, naturally pretty, but ain't got all the shape, ain't got all the this and that. Here she go, choo 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 choo. RN, nurse practitioner, doctor. Then she get money. Whew, let that hair down, get that skincare, get into Pilates, get all this. Next thing you know, boom, boom, boom. And it's like all of the really pretty girls went through the most. All of the handsome guys became drug dealers, dropouts. So today, that's why you see the guys who are, a lot of times you see the guys who are doctors and lawyers, most of them are late bloomers and they were not desired by the girls in high school. So they had the ability to focus and they knew they had to come up. They knew they had to make money. And then that's why they get that money and then they don't want to settle down. They don't want to deal with nobody. They really can't trust nobody because in high school they was overlooked. They was mistreated. So when it comes to looks compatibility, you got to want who look like you, not your opposite. Now, complexions, a lot of times that complexion contrast, opposites attract. The reason why opposites attract is because people don't love themselves. When you love yourself, you want who look like you. When you don't love yourself, you want your opposite. Because you tired of yourself. You tired of looking at yourself. You don't like your complexion, or you don't like your race, or you don't like your nose, or you don't like your lips, or you don't like your eyes. So you want somebody who look the opposite because you're seeking approval, not love. You seeking approval because if somebody who look better than you, got a better nose, got better lips, got better eyes, got better skin, got a better complexion, wants you, you feel validated. So with looks compatibility, you really want somebody who look like you. You want somebody who is, they nose in the same realm as your nose. They lips in the same realm as your lips. The way their eyes set in the same realm as your eyes set. You want somebody, they height compatible. Not somebody that make you feel like more of a man, or not somebody that make you feel like more secure as a woman. It just, y'all height compatible. Which is basically men are naturally bigger than women, so it may be a 2 to 3 inch difference. If you 5'3", you should not be talking about you want a 6 foot man. Hush. You need a step ladder. You should not be looking down on a 5'6" man. Like, oh, I gotta put on heels. God ain't make heels. God wants your barefoot. God ain't make heels. Man made heels. Somebody who probably worship Satan made heels. So don't worry about how you look in your heels. When you barefoot and he barefoot, is he your height or taller? Okay, y'all looks compatible. That's what you need to worry about. You got to get out that superficiality. Got to get out of that. Start worrying about aesthetics. Start worrying about how it looked to other people, because it's all programming. Like if you 2 inches taller than the man when you put heels on, so what? If he not trying to beat you down to size and break you down and clip your wings and, shut you up and stunt you and hurt you because he's shorter than you when you put on heels, then that means he a whole man. He a full man and he confident, and be okay with that. If he got the right heart, the right mindset, he got all that right there, be okay with that. Because that's going to keep y'all single. And I see a lot of guys, they talking about, oh, I want a woman that look like this, look like that. Well, when you look at those women without the fame and the money, they look regular. They look regular. Like it's a lot of women that look like them. You looking at this woman because she is a celebrity and she got money. And so, yeah, she can afford whatever booty she want, whatever stomach she want, whatever arms she want, whatever teeth she want, whatever hairdo she want. That set of weave she got in costs $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. So you comparing everyday women to a celebrity woman who got endless resources. Like when you look at these women who once they get money, like Cardi B don't look nothing like she looked when she became famous in the beginning. She used to have like jagged teeth, like kind of crooked teeth, chipped teeth or whatever. Made the Stallion. Even Keisha Cole went and closed her gaps and got a new set of teeth. It's like when people get money, they could level up. And so we struggling because we programmed by the media and the movies and the music, and then we living everyday lives and we looking at people wanting them to turn us on, wanting them to make our heart skip a beat. We want to drool out the mouth a little bit, and instead of just being content and being like, okay, this person is an okay looking person just like I'm okay looking. A decent looking person just like I'm decent looking. Good looking person just like I'm good looking. And when you get to that point right there, you're going to find yourself in a relationship a whole lot faster than you realize. And so think on this right here. God bless y'all. I said I was going to be on here in an hour. It's 10:30. Get on here and talk. Let my wife talk my head off. So God bless you. Keep your head up. All the important links in the description. Y'all get on over there, Tony Gas Academy. Get in the all access membership. 80 courses for one low price per year. God bless you. And we'll talk soon.